Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
And then, there was one more thing I wanted to ask you. I keep forgetting my questions. Alright. So when you assign a role to a worker, what was the menu path to assign a role to someone? How do you assign a role? Related actions or roles. Assign roles. Assign roles. Roles and assign roles. Now, when you assign a role, it asks for an effective date, right? So can that effective date be in the past? I don't think so. As to be when we created that. Any other answers? Do anyone else think otherwise? No, I think so. Okay. When we created a role, did it ask for an effective date? No. When we assigned, it did right. When we assigned, it asked for an effective date, but when we created the role, it didn't ask for an effective date. So the answer is, you can assign a role to someone. You can assign a role with a past effective date. Right. You can do that. That is absolutely fine. Right, you can assign. You can create a role today, but you can assign it with an effective date of 1st January 2000, 22 years ago. You can do that. Right, that is absolutely fine. The typical recommendation is, but what I would recommend you to do whenever you're doing this. I have a doubt. Sorry. I have a doubt here. For example, the Azure given. Azure said that we can keep it backdated also. But that should not be. That should not be the case. Okay. Let me tell you something. Let's say your organization is there for the last. How old is an organization typically? Many years old, right? The company that you are working for, the company that you are implementing Workday for, they are typically quite old. They have been there. I mean, it's not like they were created yesterday, or they are yet to be created. It's not like that, right? They are already there. They are there. The definition of a business. It says it's a perpetual entity. It goes on forever, unless and until it's closed. So a business has been there for a long time. So what is the Workday system? The Workday system is a system of record for the HCM part of it, right? The human capital management. It's a system of record for all your workers, all your departments, management hierarchy, and so on. So it is very important to retain the organization's history as well, right? When we hire a worker into Workday, let's say the existing workforce is already there. Somebody may have joined the organization in 2000 or 2005. But we are loading the data for those workers today, right? So what will be the effective date? What will be the effective date of hire for that worker? It will be in the past, right? So somebody, Our HR partner has been doing the role of an HR partner for, let's say, the IT department since 2020, from the last 2 years. So when do we assign the role to her? We created the role now, but we assign it to her from 2020, right? Because we have to retain the history of the organization. We are implementing Workday now doesn't mean that everybody will start. Everything will start with an effective date of today, right? We have to retain the company history. So for that we need to have the ability to do certain transactions with past date. Okay. Hiring is one other process that can be done with a past effective date. And it has to be done with a past effective date in a lot of the cases, right? So that is a concept of this effective date. The effective dating can be in the past, it can be today, or it can be in the future as well, right? You definitely can hire someone with a future effective date, absolutely possible. Now I would recommend that when you are doing your security assignment number 4, whenever you do the role assignment, do it with yesterday's date. Even the people in the US. You may be in the Pacific time zone, but whenever you're doing the role assignment, do it with yesterday's date. Whatever is the date, do it with yesterday's date, right? That will make sure that the role is immediately effective. Right. So remember this whenever you do the role assignment, unless you have been specified otherwise. Do with yesterday's date. Even people in the Pacific time zone do it with 1 day prior. That will help you. That helps it to immediately take effect. What are some common examples of assignable roles? You said HR partner manager. Anything else? Any other example that comes to your mind? Assignable roles. We had a slide on it. Compensation partner. Compensation partner. Yes, we created one. Benefits partner absence, partner right. So whenever you have this partner thing, it is an indication that it is a partner thing. It is a role-based security group. An HR partner. Payroll analyst. Payroll partner manager. These are examples of role-based security groups. Can one role be assigned to more than one position? In the same organization. In the same organization, can it be assigned to more than one position? The answer is yes, no, maybe. It can be. I think it can be. Right, it can be, yes. It can be assigned to more than one position. But can we restrict that? We can restrict that to say, okay, this particular kind of role will only be assigned to one position. Can we do that? Yes, we can do that. How do we do that? How do we restrict it? Yeah, go ahead. When we are creating the role. And what is that option? There is an option somewhere. There is an option of restricting. 2 singular lines, right? Restricting to single line. Yes, you have to check it right if you have to click on it. If you want only one position to be assigned to that particular role. And what is an example? What is a common example of that? Single assignment. Manager. Manager right. It's a common example. But we know we discussed this that it is possible to have multiple managers in a supervisory organization as well, if there is the requirement for that. Okay, we may choose to make it like. We may choose not to make a single assignment if we have the requirement for it, right? Good, so that was some quick revision about those concepts. Now, what we are going to talk about is slightly different from what we have been seeing so far. Now we are going to talk about something called as a user-based security group. It is another kind of security group now. A security group's main purpose is to group the users together based on something right, and give them some permissions. So role-based security group groups the users together by virtue of the roles assigned to them. And the roles are assigned to positions or jobs. But a user-based security group is directly assigned to the user. Okay, and it stays with the user regardless of job changes. Right, completely different concept. So a user-based security group is typically used for like administrator kind of jobs.
Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us at sales@upptalk.com.